Hello, Cosmic Explorers. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the mysteries of the universe and beyond. Today we're honored to share incredible insights from the renowned Andromedan contactee, Alex Collier. But before we get started, if you're passionate about expanding your cosmic consciousness and discovering the universe's secrets, hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon, and give this video a thumbs up. This helps us reach more truth seekers like you. Also, remember that we host a live webinar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so be sure to visit the link in the description for more information. But for now, here's today's video.
Do you have any information or insights to share regarding the terrible train derailment in Ohio and the resulting toxic chemical discharge, and how and why it strangely corresponds to the movie White Noise from a few years back?
That is interesting, isn't it? That's very, very interesting. I kind of, like I said, and I'm obviously not the first to say this, is that we're watching a movie. And I thought it was really interesting. And I brought this point up, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago, that the Secretary of the Treasury, Steven Mnuchin, who worked for the Trump administration, is a movie producer. And they know all about how to do this stuff, set things up, set up scenes in a movie so that at some point towards the end, there's a climax in the movie where the good guys surface and rise above, and you have a happy ending, a hallmark ending. I see more and more where it really looks like movie production things going on in the real world. And yeah, that it is interesting that it would be so similar. And that's not the first aha moment in that way either. There have been other things that appear to have mimicked a movie that we have seen in the past, which is why I keep bringing up Steven Mnuchin. It's interesting how he's never mentioned anywhere. And yet, he was a very, very integral part of helping to set up this new global asset-backed currency system. He was very integral in putting some pieces together so that could happen. And it's going to happen. So we'll see. Things are coming together. They are. It's kind of hard to see it through the fog of all the noise, the clamoring of fear and war and yada, yada, yada. But if you can step out of that and just be very observational, you can see the plan coming together. You can see it taking shape. Now, there's always been this concern about BRICS. BRICS is setting up Nasara. Okay, and I'm not the first to say this. There have been others who have said this. That's going to replace the SWIFT system. End of story. And at some point, the United States will be in BRICS. We'll all be BRICS. In fact, Mexico is going to BRICS. So it's but our media is so dishonest. Most people don't know anything about this. And you have to read foreign newspapers to really, truly find out what's happening here in the United States. It's sad, but it's true.
Is it enough yet? Multiple train derailments with hazardous chemicals and the feds making it worse. I live in Ohio, about 100 miles from East Palestine. The military is the only way. I agree. can we please have the EBS?
Robert, you won't get an argument from me. Not at all. But I don't know if it's enough yet. I just don't know. I have not been read into this, to what the plans are. And, that's a very, very high pay grade right there. The people negotiating those terms, if they are even negotiating terms. So I'm not so sure that we're at the end of this. There's been some chatter, and some of this has been put in previous Q posts, that there will be multiple events on multiple days. Now, I know we've had a couple, but are we at the end? I don't know yet. I don't know. One big thing that we could look to is that the shifting of the U.S. currency to an asset-backed system, the country will be under military control, and the Democrats, specifically the Biden administration, will have been removed for whatever reason. I mean, we've got a million reasons already. And I have a feeling that until that happens, until the administration's removed and we've moved into what they're going to declare I don't know if they're going to declare martial law specifically all over the country. But a military judicial system will be in place in order to, and then we'll know. I've heard mixed things about the EBS, so I just don't know anymore. And it could be they have a plan and they're making it all very confusing to keep everybody off balance, especially the deep state, the ones that are still here, because you never tip your hand to the enemy, and you want the enemy to freak out, get scared, use up all their resources, so that when you do move, they have nothing left, nothing at all. So that could be where we're at right now. They're using up the last of their resources. And I think the ultimate last card, if it gets played, will be Bluebeam. Project Bluebeam, a fake alien invasion or something like that, or a fake nuke. Nukes are not going to be allowed to go off. It's really simple. It isn't going to happen. They're going to scare the shit out of everybody, because that's what they do best. But I simply don't see one going off, because it doesn't just affect us. It goes into fourth, and it actually affects fifth density. And nobody on those two dimensions want to deal with this. No how, no way. So we'll see, Robert. I think we're relatively close. I really do. Things are building. Energy's building. Fear is building. Tension's building. The lies are getting bigger. The lies are getting bigger and bigger. So, and more and more people are waking up. And, once the genie's out of the bottle, the genie is out of the bottle. So, and, if the American people rally together and begin to make a move, then the military has got to come clean and say, okay, we got this. This is what we're doing. Here we are. Because if we start to move, it's going to get complicated and it's going to get messy. It is. Because we're pissed off. We're all really, really pissed off. And we're also done with this. And they have to know that. They have to know that because our troops they're us. They live in our neighborhoods. Our kids go to school with their kids. They have to know. Good question.
It's a busy time for weird happenings. Caitlin Hampton says, yesterday in Tucson, we had an overturned truck carrying nitric acid, causing local emergency system to kick in and have people within a mile radius stay in place. Also, it closed Interstate 10 for traffic in both directions. Could there have been some activities underground being worked on with this accident as a decoy? Thank you for your wonderful dedication to the truth.
Thank you. Anything's possible. There is a lot of distractions going on. There have been. Ever since Donald Trump decided to run for president or was asked to run for president. So there have been a lot of distractions. And you often install distractions in a high priority intelligence operation. You often do that. We're not done with that yet. We're not done with that. I'm not sure that. I think once the military steps forward and begins to openly exercise its authority or the abilities that it possesses, I think at that point we'll see less and less distractions. But up until that moment, there are going to continue to be distractions. Now, that's not to say that every event that happens is a distraction. Again, like I opened with today, some of this is deep state showing the white hats, look, this is what we can do. This is how we can hurt people if you don't talk to us or negotiate with us. And, the white hats were absolutely adamantly clear, you have until this specific time to make a deal. After that, there's no deals. And quite frankly, I get that because these deep state people have done horrific things. Horrific things. And they should answer for that. They should truly answer for that. There needs to be some justice. So it's a tough call. It's a really, really tough call. And I think, the white hats, the benevolence, they're going to do everything they can to mitigate damage and harm to the population. They'll do everything they possibly can do to do that because that's who they are. That's who they've always been. It's we're living in a Jerry Springer show. It's just, it makes no sense. It's off the wall. I mean, you can look at something that happened and in the beginning it makes sense, but by the end of it, you're like, what the hell is that? It's bizarre. It's totally bizarre. And, it is what it is, which is why it's always important to try to be the observer and to remain grounded and not to emotionally involve yourself in it if it isn't you, if it isn't you going through it. But of course, you have your intention, and you bless everyone involved in any of these situations, or these false flags, or terrible quote unquote accidents, manufactured accidents. You just continue to bless everyone, that whatever happens is for their highest good. I mean, what else can you do? It's a war. We're in a war. And it's in our neighborhoods. Some of it is in our neighborhoods, on our freeways, on our railway stations. That's what it is. And we can't go into denial about it because it's right in front of you. So just be careful about going into huge crowds right now. Seriously. Because, this deep state stuff, these people are nuts. They don't give a damn about humanity or anyone's life. They don't care at all. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been doing this shit all along. They never would have gone for it in the first place. So, they can't blackmail you if you say no. Right? They can't bribe you unless you take the money.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the cosmos. We hope Alex Collier's insights have inspired you to look beyond the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. If you found this video enlightening, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. We do read all the comments. Your feedback helps us create better content and brings us closer as a community of truth seekers. Together we can make a difference. Let's spread the light, expand our consciousness, and continue exploring the wonders of the universe. Until next time, stay curious and keep looking up. If you would like to see the Andromedan contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we hold a live online seminar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org.